All right, guys, this is how to press the, what do you call this?
Steering knuckle with a lower ball joint up into this assembly.
Into the strut
yoke.
Strut yoke.
Okay.
I don't see no videos of this, and we used this to press that in there. You can't use bolts because you'll strip it.
Yeah, you can't use bolts.
There you go. They're both going in together. All right.
Okay, that looks like that bottomed out, right, Mr. Bishop?
Okay, now switch it over real quick. Make sure they go
Bottomed out on
together.
that side?
Yeah, this one's going up. This gotta go down. So switch it over real quick. Okay, we're gonna do the other one now. Actually, it's enough room to go all the way across. See, there you go, perfect.
Very nice, very nice. Do the back side.
You got to do this very meticulous. This is pressing in the, it's called the pin knuckle bolt. It holds this holds the,
Get that a little bit further in.
the yoke,
That's about all I'm gonna get on that.
and it presses into this bottom ball joint right here. Hope y'all see that.
I don't know how deep I can get that in there.
Oh yeah, it's good, it's good.
That'd probably fit it. Let's see how we do it. I'll
Just go slow.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, yeah, just go
Yeah,
slow.
because I can't go. I'm bottomed out.
Yeah, just go slow. Slow. I'll tell you what, keep on going. Keep going, bottom down, there we go. Boom, success.
Wait, one more time. Hold on. There's a little bit of hair right there.
There it is, guys. And that's how you do it, guys. This is called the strut yoke. These bolts have to be pressed in. You press in the bolt first into the yoke, and then you put this part right here, and you have to press it in. This is what it looks like. This bolt goes into the bottom, and you have to press it in first onto the yoke, and then you put this piece on in here. You can't do it with a bolt, and you have to press it just like we just did right now.
If you use the bolts, where's the other piece of it?
This is what happens if you use a bolt.
Yeah, if
it'll get stripped, and you got to cut it off.
Yeah, the bolt is not strong enough to be able to pull it in. It'll come in so much, and then it'll eat the threads and run. So then when we did that, we had to freaking get a grinder and cut it off.
Yep.
So you have the strut yoke. These are, what do they call them with bolts? Kingpin bolts?
They're called kingpin bolts.
So these are the kingpin bolts. They get pressed to the bottom.
You see that? I don't know if you can see that. It gets pressed in.
They press to the bottom, and they come all the way through, and then you press in this little part from right here to right here. The top part is called the lower ball joint, and this assembly right here is the steering knuckle. So strut yoke, lower ball joint, steering knuckle. Okay, so that's how it works.
It has to be compressed, just like we just illustrated right now, guys.
So what we did is we used the U joint, and we got a socket to compress it in. And the way I got the easy way to press them out is literally, you're gonna have to reuse your bolts. So that, or you got to order some from the dealership,
like we did today.
So what you can do is you can actually put the nut on there, right? You put it on there, only so much, and then you can actually set it up to where when you put this on there, you use the U-joint press to press it out. So you press that out that way whenever you're gonna replace the lower ball joint, you press that out, and that way you can reuse these kingpin bolts.
Because if not, you can strip them. You have to go buy some new ones like we did.
And then when you're gonna press them in,
these are the new bolts.
Just reverse the process, but use a socket. We ended up using a 21 millimeter socket, so that way you can be able to hold the outside. And yeah, that's a great way to do it. Now, another thing that we did also in a different video is that we used the socket and we used the vise. and we had this set up on one positioning, and with it like that, you can see it's probably about close to an inch sticking out, you know. So we used the vise on the back end, ran it all the way through, and used it as a guide, and it presses straight through with the vise.
That way it isn't stripped the new bolts.
So you gotta be careful with these bolts, and I'm gonna get the torque specs on these. I'm gonna torque these nuts down to spec. That way I don't have to worry about them. We got new bolts, so.
Also, guys, the reason we're doing this, guys, is because
there's no
I
videos.
replaced control arms, bushings, had an alignment. My tires were still worn out. Come to find out that on the strut yoke, these bushings go bad, and it has a lot of play. This is what it looks like. See how it came out?
It's all beat down.
It's all beat down. The whole bushing's gone on the inside, and it was coming out, and it creates. It'll eat through your tires within a week.
Hey, shout out to General Motors. Y'all need to create a part number for a bushing so that way clients can actually save the yoke and just press the bushings out instead of buying a whole entire assembly. That's a very poor design.
Very poor design.
Yeah.
This could have all been avoided had they sold these separate, but for some reason GM is not allowing it to be sold like that. They want you to buy the whole whole yoke.
Look at this clearance. Look at this clearance. This is more than enough space to press out these bushings on the assembly without having to take it all apart to replace this whole entire yoke just for bushings. That's sad. That's very sad. It's very inconsiderate for the clients. So that's all I gotta say about that.
And right here, of course, as you know, the what do you call that piece that goes on here, Roy?
Hub assembly?
Yeah, the hub assembly bolts on here, and we'll have an illustration of how to put it back together. We'll be right back, guys.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.